I was going to change my cylinders when I realized that it needed to be cleaned. So I thought I would film and show you guys in my stories and then save it as a highlight. How I clean my machine, because this one I have knitted or cranked about a dozen pairs of socks-ish, maybe 15. And that doesn't include any testing and any swatching. So it's quite dirty. Yeah, if people hadn't asked me questions, I probably wouldn't have cleaned it. I probably just would have changed the cylinder. But anyways, follow along. So I'm not taking anything fancy apart. So I just get like a cheap paintbrush from the dollar store and the little tube of super lube that comes with your machine, and that's all you need. I take the cylinder out, but I'm being really lazy and I have pulled my needles out of work so that I don't have to remove them before I take it out, because again, that's the joy of our machine being modular. I also I could take the cams out, but I have them at the right height for what I want to do, so I don't want to remove them. So I'm just taking the gears off the bottom of the machine. Neighbors' kids are outside playing and just stressing out the dog, so if he barks, I apologize. Okay, so bottom gear is off. There's still a good amount of lube on there, but when you take the gear off, you want to lube around this lip right here. And I'm going to take my cylinder out, set that aside because I'm not actually cleaning that. And I don't know if you can see or not, but there is a lot of fluff in here. So I'm just going to use my paintbrush to get rid of some of that lint all the way around and on the inside. Now if the lube makes it sticky, you can get like a piece of Kleenex or a microfiber cloth. And so that's what I got out of just the cams. And when you have it all taken apart like this, it's a good opportunity to check, the track for any kind of damage, your cams, make sure everything is still in place. So this is the cylinder I'm switching to, so it's empty, but what I like to do is I like to take my paintbrush and I like to go up in each of the slots, make sure there's no excess lint or anything that gets stuck, because you know what, it gets in there too. And then for dusting, that's it. Everything is taken apart. It's also a good opportunity before you start lubing is take your handle and give it a wiggle and turn it. Is it moving too much? It's an opportunity for you to tighten or loosen that screw, or if you're noticing that it's grinding or it feels a little sticky, you can unscrew that, and then on the inside you just want to put a little bit of lube. There isn't this tube, we use them to lube all the machines. It can do about 20 machines, so it lasts a very long time. A little teeny tiny dab is all you need. So this is where I like to lube for the cylinders, because this will sit on that. And I'm going to also just put a little bit of lube on this little spot. Now I'm a little more generous because of how often I use it. And then push that in, find where my magnet is, and then I can turn so that the main mark is as close to the magnet as possible, and then I can start putting it back together. I apologize, the train has arrived in town and it is extra loud today. Is that you can lube that you don't have to, but if you feel like you need to, are in here in the cam where it slides up and down in that notch on the this part here on the mount, so that it can slide on and off. I like to lube there because it can be a little sticky for my particular machine. The other is the yarn guide. Some of them are a very tight fit. Same with the row counter. So when two pieces of the PLA are rubbing together, sorry, the train's so loud, and it's not smooth, we use a little bit of the super lube, and that will make it go much smoother. So the number one reason we lube our machines is also just mainly to keep them in good working order so they don't break more quickly than they would. Also, they can become very loud if you don't lube them properly. The other thing is when two pieces of plastic rub together, it creates microplastics, and so the lube creates a barrier between the plastics to help, one, catch any that are being created by the friction, but also to help prevent them. So that is, even though we use a bio corn PLA or corn-based PLA or bioplastic, we want to try and limit as many as we can being created. So anyways, that is